I'm out at JAX 60 with General Manager Josh Solomon, and Josh, every time I'm in here, this place just looks better and better. But you've got more stuff in the works that people will be able to enjoy this summer. Talk a little bit about some of the upgrades coming to JAX 60.
The first thing we're doing is we're upgrading our arcade. 35 new arcade games. It's moving down into where the old Little Caesars used to be. So we're going to add a ton of space, which will add a ton of games and a ton of fun. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to be doing some renovations on the concourse. We're actually going to be making the concourse bigger. We're getting new tables and chairs, and we're going to make it so that there's, instead of the 2 steps down in this little wall, we're going to make it so that you step down once and you would walk straight out onto the approach. It's going to be like 2 levels almost. And then new tables and chairs are being made for us by our good friends down in Indiana. And we're going to bring those up, and we're going to make this place into something it's never been. So
yeah, it's very cool, and we've been following along, obviously, with the high school and the college bowlers, and it's amazing the talent that is coming out of here, and you're seeing really deep runs out of some of these local teams, and you're seeing a lot of state championships.
Oh, absolutely. Our high school bowlers here, as I've said before, are second to none. They practice hard, they work hard, they listen to their coaches, they utilize our pro shop guy Andy for lessons. They really take advantage of what JAX 60 has to offer, and that's something that I like to be proud of, because I was a high school bowler, I bowled in college, and I'm so glad that I can give to kids the things I didn't have, and the things that I always thought I wanted. The kids are really grateful for it, and I'm excited to see all the talent coming out of here. They work hard for it, and they deserve it.
And there's a lot of scholarship money at the college level that is available, and you're seeing it. It's a great opportunity to take advantage of a sport where you can get a scholarship, even locally. Now, talk a little bit about how you got into bowling. We talked on an earlier interview about how you really get into bowling. Maybe if your parents never did it, how did you get into bowling, and then how would you recommend someone get into it if they're interested in it?
So I had the easy route. My dad was actually a professional bowler in the early and mid 80s. So I came from a bowling family in a bowling town, Youngstown, Ohio. So I grew up, my friends were bowlers, my dad's friends were bowlers. So I took the easy road, and I had a lot of good people on my side that were willing to help me out. But if you don't have that, if you're not a bowler or from a bowling family, best thing to do is to stop into JAX 60. You can talk to myself, or you can talk to our pro shop guy, Andy. We're going to give you the best first steps to get in. But the first thing is, if you're a kid, get signed up for our youth leagues. You don't have to have your own ball. You don't have to have your own shoes. We can take care of all of that here inside these doors. And if you're an adult and you're looking for something fun or new to try, or maybe you're like, man, that looks really easy, I think I can do it, come on out. We'll teach you how to do it, and we'll get you set up with the right kind of equipment and the right things for you to succeed at it.
And these kids are playing on the same lanes that the pros are playing on, which you guys have had some great events. Talk a little bit about some of the big groups, big tournaments, big names you've hosted here at JAX 60.
So we've been blessed with the opportunity. Mr. Small is a huge supporter of the PBA, and we were blessed with the opportunity when we first got here to host the PBA 50 and 60 events, and we still do that every summer. But this year came along with that really amazing opportunity to host these national guys, and I'm proud to call some of them my friends. I've known a few of them for quite a few years, and we are very close. And it was awesome to see my friends get to perform on the biggest stage, the highest echelon of competition. And these guys had a blast while they were here. They said when they left, they were like, man, the Jackson community, wow, like we don't get that anywhere else. And I was actually just having a conversation with a fellow GM of mine in Detroit just yesterday, and she was saying how, the amount of people that were at our show was something that they haven't seen in a lot of years, and the energy that we had here at JAX 60 was awesome. And I got to thank the community for that, because you guys just came out and rocked it. Like, it was awesome from day one to the end of the final match. It was simply the best PBA event I've ever been to.
That's very cool. Now, let me ask you, what separates a high school golfer, or there we go, we go back to golf. He knows I'm a golfer. A high school bowler to a college bowler, and then, that professional level. What's is it very fine line?
So from high school to college, I wouldn't call it too fine of a line. There is a lot of body development that happens while you're in high school, and even your first couple of years in college. So a lot of kids won't really hit their peak performance aptitude until their junior or senior year of college. But in that, when you're in high school, you learn a lot of the basics about what we call ball motion or lane play strategy. When you get to college, it becomes a little bit more minute, a little more scientific, and a lot more stuff to remember, because they bowl on much tougher oil patterns. And that's for another show. But then we have the upper echelon college bowlers who are almost at that professional level. And that next level to be a professional is a super fine line. There are some amazingly talented bowlers here in Jackson who, if you watch them bowl, even in our sport league on Tuesdays, you would go, oh man, they could bowl professionally. The crazy part is that the way the lanes change when they're bowling in a professional tournament, the things these guys know about equipment and surface adjustments and the equipment that they're throwing and how to drill it and how to maximize the potential of it and the mechanics that they work on day in and day out is what really truly separates them. You have to remember, professional athletes, that's a job for them.
Oh, yeah.
So even though I'm what I consider to be a talented bowler, I know that I would have to quit doing what I do here just to get to that next level, and it would probably take me a year or two.
That's crazy. So again, you guys sell equipment here. Everyone can get you fixed up, and you can really an inexpensive sport to learn how to play, and you can have great times and spend money at the arcade while you're here too.
Yeah. So we'll go back. We'll talk about golf because it's a great comparison when it comes to the equipment side of things. You know as well as I do that a nice set of golf clubs, a new set of irons is going to run you about $800 for a decent set that's going to be good for you over time. And then you've got your drivers and your 3-woods and your wedges and your putters. And by the time you're done, you've spent about $2,000 to get a really good set of clubs that's going to last you over time. And that's on the low end. You come in to buy a bowling ball and a pair of shoes, I get you out the door for $300. And that's a high-end ball and a decent pair of shoes and a bag. That's all you need. And then you come out, you spend $50 on a lesson with Andy, and he'll get you fixed up.
And you're good to go. It's that easy. Josh, thanks for joining us today, and thanks for all you're doing in Jackson. It's great seeing all the positive changes here at JAX 60.
I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys.